This is also interesting. So this is from the 33rdteam.com. That's former NFL executives, player personnel guys. Browns' potential offense if they sign DeAndre Hopkins. So you look at those names and go ahead and dream a little bit. We've talked a little bit about that earlier in the show. They are now the betting favorite to get him. Who knows? But there's some weapons there. And again, I know Cooper and Hopkins are a little bit older, but Moore's got some speed. Grant's got some speed. Peoples-Jones and Hopkins are pretty good contested catches guys. The skill sets align if you look at that. Your thoughts on Hopkins and the Browns' potential pursuit of him?
I would sit there and even say that they had Jakeem Grant too high up there. You can throw Marquise Goodwin in there. I mean,
yeah.
He's, I think, going to be more of a threat on offense. You know, he's out there catching the deep ball. I think the concern with when you look at that, you know, I don't want to sit here and say, you know, too many mouths to feed because that's kind of a cliche thing, but somebody's going to be the odd man out. And the last thing I would want to see is, you know, for DeAndre Hopkins to come in and really kind of stunt the growth of Elijah Moore, because that's exactly what happened in New York when they went out and got Garrett Wilson. So I think if they do eventually end up landing Hopkins, there needs to be a plan there. And, you know, right now you're already at almost 5, 6 wide receivers that you're going to have to keep. So it's almost like somebody's going to have to go in order just to, you know, fill out the 53-man roster without it being all wide receivers.
Yeah, and that's fair. The one thing that I keep coming back to with Hopkins is you invested a lot in Deshaun Watson. You have to make sure Deshaun Watson is as comfortable as possible so that he is the best version of himself. If that means getting DeAndre Hopkins, I think you got to find a way to go do that.
Yeah, and I think in the long run, the odd man out in that situation probably would be Peoples-Jones. I like him a lot, but I think that if Hopkins lands there, you've got him and Cooper on the outside. Cooper's still not going anywhere. Elijah Moore, kind of that third wide receiver. So I think you could make it work. I don't know how much the Browns are willing to budge. He's talking about he wants the OBJ type money. You've already got $24 million invested in Cooper. So it would be a significant investment. Andrew Berry's a cap genius, so I'm sure he could figure it out. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see the reports yesterday from Josina Anderson that it's not happening turn right around to the reports today that, oh, there's real mutual interest in the betting favorites. So apparently it's a fluid situation, and it seems like just like with Watson, as soon as the Browns are counted out, they start figuring something out. So
yeah, and you know, the sources that I've talked to have said the interest is real. They do realize, being the Hopkins camp does realize there are some financial limitations with the Browns, which may limit. You know, that may eliminate the Browns eventually. We'll see.